We're going to bring in CBS News National Transportation Safety expert and former chairman of the NTSB, Mark Rosenker. He is standing by in London. Mark, we know that 56 passengers were on board. 10 of them were crew members. We know the flight had already crossed into Egyptian airspace and still had a ways to go before it was close enough to the Cairo's airport. It was at a cruising altitude. We understand it's 37,000 feet, about 10 miles from the Egyptian airspace. So let's talk a little bit about what might be happening now. It's believed that it went down somewhere around the Mediterranean Sea. I assume that investigators are looking in two areas now. They're considering what might have brought this plane down, and then they're looking at the search and rescue or recovery efforts. What's happening right now in terms of this mystery?
The first thing they have to do, Anne-Marie, is find the aircraft. They'll be trying to listen for the emergency locator transmitters, which in fact go through a satellite. Hopefully that will pinpoint where most of this aircraft might be. They'll be looking very carefully to find to recover the black boxes, the flight data recorder, the cockpit voice recorder. All of those devices will, in fact, reveal significant amounts of information telling us if, in fact, this was an accident or if, in fact, this was a terrorist act.
You know, we heard from Elaine. She was cutting in and out, but she mentioned conflicting reports about what's described as a distress signal. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What type of distress signal could this possibly be? Is this the sort of thing that could maybe go off automatically, or would it require the pilot to put out a mayday call?
Well, it depends upon what the signal was. If it was the emergency locator transmitter, that's an automatic device. If, in fact, the pilot was actually touching a button or, in fact, attempting to make a radio call, that's a different kind of distress signal. We do not know what actually happened there. Perhaps we'll be able to get some kind of information from the air traffic controllers. But right now, we have to find where this aircraft is.
We're hearing that the aircraft simply disappeared from radar, and we saw this with Malaysia Flight 370. It completely disappeared from radar, and people wondered how could that happen in this day and age with all the technology that we had. With the Malaysian flight, you know, the reason was it was a very remote area of the ocean, but we're talking about a heavily trafficked area. How can a plane simply disappear from radar?
You can have a catastrophic failure, whether it's mechanical or whether, in fact, there's an explosion. At 37,000 feet, that's cruise altitude. Very, very few accidents occur at that altitude, less than 10%. The vast majority of fatal accidents, about 60% of them, come on descent and landing. The other 25% are on takeoff.
So keeping that in mind, Egyptian aviation officials have not ruled out terrorism. Can you talk to us about what sort of factors may indicate a terrorist attack or a bomb, something catastrophic, like you said, versus maybe a mechanical situation?
Well, once you begin to actually find pieces of the aircraft, those pieces will be taken to a laboratory, forensically looked at, and you'll be able to determine whether there was explosive material on it or if, in fact, it came from a mechanical failure.
What about this business of the search and rescue, or search and recovery? The Mediterranean Sea, give us an idea of what this location is like. I understand that it's heavily surveilled. There are a lot of countries keeping tabs on the traffic coming and going there. What's it like? Will it be an easy effort or a challenging one?
Well, certainly it's going to be a lot easier than what we've had to go through Malaysia 370. But with that said, we're still dealing with an ocean recovery. We're still trying to find out where this aircraft went down. Lots of pieces may be floating around, and we have to be able to get to those black boxes to really get a very good understanding of exactly what happened here.
All right, Mark Rosenker, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your expertise. We appreciate it.
You bet.